All right. So, Jeroslyn JoVonn here, True Talk Podcast. You know, I'm a freelancer, so I go where the money resides.
The right way.
And today I have Cortez Christian of The Shy. Is that what you go by? You go by your IMDb, Cortez Smith.
We can go by Cortez Smith. That'd be easier to look up. And yeah. I'm currently playing the role of Nuck on The Shy right now, season 4.
First of all, I love that show. I've been watching it since season 1. So seeing you incorporated, and I had already previously met you, I was just so proud and happy, and it just like made me fall in love with Lena Headey even more because I already love her, and I love her work, and I love what the show stands for. So
right,
we're gonna get into your role because first before we get into your role, I want to know, what do you think viewers will what messages will we walk away with from this current season once it ends and airs?
This season, my bad for cutting you off. This season is highlighting on police brutality and human trafficking and relationships, about like young relationships, what I'm taking on right now. And just having like a person, like I'm going with the different scenarios that's been presented in the show. Like, all right, so with the kids right now, with Jake, with Keisha, with Alex, and with Papa, they dealing with the main thing with like police brutality and like the injustice of like how Black people will go through and how people like stereotype a young Black boy. Far as like the mid-age, like okay, like Tiffany and I don't know, I'm calling by his real name, Tiffany, and I don't know why I just went blank. Tiffany and
which character? Because I have
Jacob Lattimore. I don't know why I want to keep saying Jacob.
Oh yeah. No, don't
Emmett,
say it.
Emmett. Yeah. Yes. So Emmett and Tiffany is going. They have their issues going on right now with the marriage. Like Tiffany, she later on down the line, she found out that he had an engagement with his business partner, which is Dominique, played by
Lala
Anthony. And she was like, all right, well, since you want to do it, then I want to open up with that too. I want to have an open relationship. You think you want to go on and do your own thing? Well, I want to do mine too, and I want you to be comfortable with that. And then you got the older adults. You got the Emmett mom. She just found out she got cancer, so she's dealing with that right now. So it's just like it's a big mix. And then you got me, Trig, and Money. We're going through our own thing of like, they keep knocking on my door, but they just want to clean up the neighborhood and fix that, but like the human trafficking and the pimping and the gang banging and shooting. So they want to fix that, and they keep knocking on the devil's door. That's nuts.
Right.
And that's where we have that collide up.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to know, do you think like what we see on the show in regards to the ways that they're trying to clean up the community, do you think that's realistic in the city of Chicago? And you're from Chicago, so.
Yeah, I'm born and raised from Chicago. I'm from the West Side, and how they had to like water it down for America. No, it's just like it's no structure in the city. I was just talking to one of my cousins about that. Like, okay, gang affiliation and gangs was started as, I would look at it as like a fraternity. So they was doing it to protect the people that look like themselves, which is the Blacks. So I'm gonna start it off with just like the Gangster Disciples, the GDs. So Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford, Jeff Ford is a Stone, and then Larry Hoover is a Gangster Disciple. They started to protect their own community, and later on down the line, the government seen that, and they just threw in little like obstacles with just like stopping job opportunities, you know what I mean, and put in liquor stores and pushing drugs in the community to force them to get involved with that. And it only take one person to get hurt in the match in the middle of that. And it's only if you hurt, it's like if you hurt my brother, then I gotta hurt your brother, or I gotta hurt you and some more so y'all can feel that pain. So it's an ongoing thing. And then when the older guys, when they got locked up and killed away. It was just like the blind leading the blind. So it's just like, it's no structure. If Larry Hoover wished to get out right now, I don't really think it'll do nothing for the city because it's too many. It's like it's too deep. It's too. You can't just come on the block and tell this boy that been on the block for umpteen years. He done seen his brother. He done seen his daddy. You know what I mean? He's seen his uncles do the same thing. And if some of them got taken away due to violence, you can't tell them. You can't tell them like, man, put the guns down and you know what I mean. Let's sit down and let's have a talk and just finish it. No, you can't do that because it's too deep. It's too. Right. It's like it's too much bloodshed, and it's like this is how I feed my family. So you can't come in and tell me to stop doing this. Exactly. I know it caused violence, but you can't because I'm feeding my family like this. And dude, them from across the street or from 5 blocks away, he came and killed my cousin last week. I got to kill his cousin too. It's right. Just like it's an ongoing thing. It just never will stop.
Right. I mean, it definitely sounds like. I mean, well, what's going on in Chicago? It happens all over inner cities in America, and I do feel as though Chicago gets a lot of the blunt of the media
right.
coverage.
That's because the music world is like it's popping right now. Like so, Chicago music, drill music is like at an all-time high. Plus, a lot of people they come in the city, you know, they take what they want to and they run it back in their own city and they put their own little twist to it. So we very like influential, like from a city standpoint.
It was also interesting. I don't know if you saw the movie Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, man, that was big. That was powerful.
It tells, like, I've always been big on this. Just growing up, I had really good teachers and I just started reading books and I like kind of looked back at the trajectory of how Black communities came up, how it was crazy, like in the 80s right. and 90s and just growing up. Like when I was going to high school in the early 2000s, I would pray every day and I would ask God to graduate high school because I had never saw anybody graduate high school. And then I was just thinking like, I remember on Halloween in like kindergarten and first grade, we would dress up in our Halloween costumes and we would go around the neighborhood and we would say, just say no. And I was asking,
ours was don't shoot. That's our thing was don't shoot in the city.
Don't shoot. That's crazy. And I asked my fiance and he was like, I never had to do that. I'm like, yo, like, see, you don't even realize what you're growing up in. And when I kind of like looked back on just like just how the Black community was broken and it was systemic, I always had my eyes open to that. And when you see movies like Judas and the Black Messiah, it shows you what the hell happened because you see what happened right after. When you look at the
exactly like any Black person, if you just think down the line, any Black person that had a voice, the government or the FBI or the CIA, they infiltrated and they had their own people to do it to make it look like, right. You know, it was Black on Black crime, but no, because they was afraid of what a few angry Black people, and when they get together and they make, you know what I mean, they have the same goal, they're afraid of that. Like I feel like that's why they were so afraid of like Martin Luther King, because even though he took a lot of beatings, even though he got, you know what I mean, he was bashed, you know, saying that he was a sellout and everything, but a lot of people was afraid of him because they see what's going on now. Like, it's so great to be Black right now. You know what I mean? It's so great to be whatever you want to be because it's like an open world for you can be like you got a creative spirit right now. You can be anything you want to be. You know what I mean? Whatever you are, you can live up to it and express it to the highest power and really, you know, make a change and make money off that.
That's right. Now, going into your character of Nuck, where are you pulling your inspiration from? And where did you pull your inspiration from in that role?
Well, like I said, I grew up from the west side of Chicago, so I seen a lot of that. Minus the human trafficking, I never actually seen that. But I have a cousin, not to go off topic, but I have a cousin. 2017, she got abducted. She got kidnapped, and we never seen her since then. And she was pregnant too. Her name was Kiara Coles. Just want to shine the light on that too. But I got that pain from that. I got that pain from like, because the girl that I got control over, which name is Trinity, like I snatched her up and she wanted, like, I got her as like, you know, one of my prostitutes that's been snatched up. But why I get the main like inspiration from Nuck, the guys I grew up around, you know what I mean? Like they was in the drug life. They was into like, you know, the streets. we didn't really have a choice because we didn't have like older adults that's like telling us, you know, the right thing to do. Only way I stepped out and did more because I learned from their mistakes. Like my uncle that I grew up with, he got killed in 2010. And I got a lot of like, he was in the streets heavy, and I, you know what I mean? I got the inspiration for him, and I got the inspiration for my old buddies that I used to grow up with.
Right. And like, would you say that transition is easy or is it challenging?
It's very challenging because I got to dig deep into like what I experienced. Like I experienced seeing my best friend getting shot on the basketball court. You know, I had to watch him take his last breath. I experienced my cousin was on the way to come and get me, and he got gunned down right around the corner from my house. You know what I mean? Well, my uncle got killed that was across the street from where I lived at. So it was kind of challenging for me to dig deep to get that pain and that anger. You know what I mean? So I had to walk away sometime from the other actors, and I just had to like just really just tap into that darkness that I experienced. You know what I mean? That dark side.
Whoa, like
when they put them tattoos on, I had to just like, I turned like some. It's not demonic music. It's that drill music. I had to turn that hot music. I call it hot. You got to turn that on, ignorant. I just have to just dig deep and just think about all that pain that I endured and use that as, you know what I mean, use that as fuel.
I was just watching Mary J. Blige documentary. That's what she talked about.
Man, that was dope. That was dope. I loved how she dig deep in her darkest times. You know what I mean? And she made it. Like that's what that My Life, that album, she was going through her darkest moments. That's why that's her #1 album to me. That's one of my favorites too. That's one of my top 10.
And it's interesting when you hear about like comedians, typically like really good comedians, they have the most pain inside.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy to think, but you know, everything that you've gone through, to me as a spiritual person, I feel like that's just a testament of like God just using you for a higher purpose. So
I looked at that too, because when my best friend and my cousin, they got killed back to back, I didn't really look for me to even be alive too long because they was just so close to me. We did everything together. Like that was my right and my left hand. So when they got killed, I was expecting to die. You know what I mean? And I was just so angry. It was either like get his revenge on like, you know, get their revenge on who did it to them, or just get killed in the process. But, you know what I mean? I had to just really just separate myself from that, man, and just know my purpose. And luckily I had a kid that really just gave me purpose in life. You know what I mean? And gave me a second wind of like having to like do something. Like, now I have to do something to, you know, to make her proud.
Right. That's so good. Now, what's your role? Like, I know you said you never experienced, like saw sex trafficking, but were you aware about the issue prior to being cast?
Yes. I was, when my cousin got snatched up, I did my research on it. I didn't know that there was a whole community of people. Like, only time I really seen that was when I watched the movie Taken. That's about it. But that looked far-fetched because they was overseas. I'm like, that might happen to American girls, but I didn't know that they was doing it in the States. And when my cousin got snatched up, that's when I started doing my research, and I got to seeing a whole type of stuff. It was just like an all-time high of like random females getting found with their organs missing and stuff. So it was just like, it was super hard. That was out west. It's a girl I went to high school with. They found her in the back of a garage under an abandoned car, like smushed up and with newspaper all in it. I forgot her name. I can't really quote her name, but and when I get a chance, I'll enlighten you on that. But yeah, they found her. They found her just empty. All her organs was gone. And then Kanika Jenkins, that situation, that was big too. I knew her too.
Oh my God. Yeah. I hate even like thinking about like all the darkness that's in this world.
It give me chills, man. It give me chills. So that's why I say I think about all of that stuff. I put it into one, and then that be that person. When I'm done filming, I don't even want to tap into that no more.
Right. You're answering my next question, because I wanted to ask you what's it like shooting these tough scenes, particularly like, you know, because you're being like aggressive with the women. And I know that's not you.
No, man. I grew up with women, so I love women. Like, I had my mom and
like,
my
do you like apologize? Do you give them a hug? Like,
I don't. I was at first, but Luke James, the one that played Trig, he told me to apologize after because that'd kind of like mess your role up. So I just was just full in asshole. Whoever dude is, whoever Nuck is, I had to be that. And then after everything done, when we completely done, then I give him a hug and say, you know what I mean, I apologize. But everybody was just so family, like so family oriented. Like we is like a big community. Everybody embraced you. Like my first day I filmed on the new season was my birthday. And they embraced me, saying happy birthday to me, everything. Like it's a family. I love them.
That's so dope.
That's made it easy too.
Like when you started, like just tell me, like, how did you get into acting?
All right, so I was about 16 and my grandma, one of her coworkers had came out of nowhere, was just like bragging about her grandson, like, oh, my grandson gonna be a model and all that. So she presented it to me because ever since a kid, like when they first came out with them camcorders, like I was always in front of it. I always wanted to be in front of the pictures and everything. So we just do it. We just, you know what I mean, just stepped out on faith. I didn't know nothing about acting, nothing about model. We went to a competition called Pro Scout. I don't think they do it no more, but it was in Rosemont. They gather up a whole bunch of like agencies around the world, and it's like you showcase your talent. So I went into it. My grandmother, she paid for me to get into it, and it was like, do a monologue for me. And I'm like, what the hell is a monologue? I didn't even know what that was. So I hurried up and looked it up, and it was just like a basically like a script that you study and you comfortable with it presenting. So they gave me like 60 minutes to learn a monologue. I went and I watched like a little part of like Pursuit of Happiness when he was talking to his son, when the son was bouncing the basketball, and he told him he wasn't gonna be able to play basketball in the future. So I just winged it. I went in there and I said anything. I don't even know if it even went with that. And I guess how they knew it didn't go with that. I guess by how committed I was and how serious I was with it, they gave me a chance. I came in like last place, and I got with an agency, young. But what hindered me for getting like any like Disney or Nickelodeon contracts, I had tattoos earlier. Like, so I had a tattoo since I was like 14. So that was just like, I looked too edgy to be so young. Yeah. And the edgy parts that I was getting, I was too young to get. So it was just like I was stuck in this hard place for a minute. Like I was just stuck. And then I'm like, maybe I should start taking modeling serious. So modeling like pushed me up to that point to get me to LA to like introduce me into modeling. And by then I was old enough and I made some connections. That tragedy ended up happening with my cousin and my best friend, which led me back to Chicago. And I just gave up, bro. I just really just like, it's over with. Like, it always is saying if you go to LA and if you don't make it to that little threshold, it's pretty much over with. So I started working a regular job. And then some just told me to just look up agencies. Just really don't give up. So I found a little small mom and pop agency called Lori Lynn. They stationed out in Milwaukee, but they got like a little office out here. And I did a few like auditions for like Chicago PD and stuff, but I didn't really get it. And The Shy had presented itself. So I went there and I read it and I'm like, this me, like I can do this. Like I know dudes from around the way, like I know that's them. Like I could be that. So when I talk to them, all night I'm just being whoever I imagine I am. I put the whole little costume that they wanted me to do. I actually went there with a cereal box and everything. They was like, no, you're doing too much. You don't really need the cereal box. Because on the last season, on season 3, I come out with the cereal box, eating the dry cereal. Came out, I'm doing that. I got my phone in my pants pocket like it's a gun. I do like that. And I guess I just shook them, man. I was at work. And I remember when they called me, my agency called me like, well, they're interested in you and this other guy, but don't really get too, don't get too over your head. Like, we don't know yet. They called me right back like 3 minutes later. It was like, got the part. I pulled over and everything. I stopped right there. Oh, that's so good. Sat on the corner. I called my grandma. God rest her soul. I called my grandma and my mom and my sister, put them on 3-way, and I was playing with them. I'm like, yeah, man, I ain't get it. And they was like, well, next time, because we got used to so many no's. Like, that's all my career. I was just saying no, no, no. And when I told them, man, we just screamed on the phone. It was just like, man, this just seemed like a surreal moment. Like, that's how I knew I was just like, I got to, whatever they asked me to do, I'm doing over and beyond. So when I start my first filming day, the kids was laughing at me because they was like, how he a gangster with dimples? So I'm like, right, I can't be cool. You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep joking around and playing with them because they're not taking me serious. So the director comes, she was like, I need you to be who you was on the audition. I need you to be that. Walk away from it if you had to, because they take you as a joke. So I went and I walked away. And what's crazy, my mom called me and was like, I got in a car accident. And that just like, but she didn't get hurt. She just like got in a car accident, totaled her car. That instantly snapped me into like that person that you see on season 3 when they open the door. I was really pissed off for real because my mom got in an accident. And the kids was just like, it was just looking like, oh no, he ain't playing this time.
It's so crazy, the kids watching them grow up, and they're at those pinnacle ages where each season they just look like, yo, and it's like I'll say for especially a boy, between the age of like 12 to 16, you 17, just drastically change. Yeah.
The voice get crackly and everything.
Yeah,
they starting to get a little whiskers on their face and everything.
Oh my gosh. And it's so cute too, because I love how they've elevated their storylines. And I'm so into their storyline this season.
And they so dope. Like they dope how they transition from like little playful boys that's just like don't know, they're naive. And then it's like now they coming into like young adults. And they get ready to in high school now and everything. So that's dope.
But I love what they're showing, because like this is how we look at our Black boys. Like they're little boys. Exactly. They're not grown men. They shouldn't be, penalized a certain way. These are children like trying to figure life out. And I'm
actually, we are, like as I'm sorry, but as like a Black boy that's raised in the hood, we are like, I look at it as like art, because we get sculpted by our environment. So we can start off as plain, but if we go through some traumatic experience that give us PTSD, that scope us in a way of like we don't want to be, but it scope us. We have to get prepared. We got to put that extra layer on to be prepared for anything. And I feel like that's what they're showing right now. Like Jake didn't expect. I mean, he was Black. He from the hood and everything, but he's trying to change his life. And for him to drastically change and start going in the upward direction, and then the police come and rain on his parade, like you still not nothing. You still a N-word from the hood. You know what I mean? It kind of, they give you a lot of similarities, and a lot of people can relate to that. It's like, damn, I'm really trying in a world that, always expect us to get the bare minimum. They always give us like a bit piece of the bare minimum of what we could be. And then we always overcome that. And then we still, at the end of the day, we still come into that pit stop and be like, and get that Singapore, like you still a nigga, you know what I mean? At the end of the day.
That's what I really love about the storylines in The Chi, because just seeing different versions of success, from with the food truck and then Emmett, like starting off, he was just working at the chicken spot, and now he owns the chicken spot.
That's dope.
Right. And then the girl, the wife now, who she was just selling weed, and now she's making a legit business with edibles. Right. It's like, and I've always said that, because it's like you grow up, everybody wants to be like, within the guys, like everybody wants to be a rapper and a ball player.
Exactly.
It's like there's so many other ways. And it's like, even if you're into music, like, why don't you be the person that makes the money from the artist? Like they make more money, and they don't have to be a
ghostwriter. Why you don't want to be the producers? Like right now, like the producers making so much money right now. Just making music. You don't have to
be in the spotlight and have everything you do like under the radar. Like you could live more of a normal life. Wow.
And with social media, you still can get glamorized. Like TikTok celebrities is in the same room as like people that work their butt off for years. You know what I mean? Like this, it's a shortcut. You know what I mean? So everybody just hold on, I'm sorry. Somebody was calling me. Everybody just want that light and that glitz and glamour, but don't nobody want to do the footwork. You know what I mean? Like I grew up around people that drug dealers, so I seen like the nice cars, the jewelry, the girls and all that. But I know also I seen the bad end on it too, what it come with. It come with jail. Like if you get locked up too many times, you can just throw away, whatever little career you want to do legally, you can kind of like throw that away. And you know what I mean? So it's a lot of, you can get killed. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that goes in with like that glitz and glamour. So it's like, you still can look good, but just, be something else. Like give these kids something to look up to. Like a lot of people from where I'm from, when I started modeling and acting, they was calling me gay. You know what I mean? Because they didn't understand it.
They didn't
understand it. Like they were still wearing big clothes when I had transitioned to over like the European style was wearing more fitted. Like I was one of the first ones around my neighborhood wearing fitted clothes, and then they was just like, oh, I think bro gay. You know what I mean? Like he
Mm-hmm.
modeling, don't like niggas don't model where I'm from, or niggas don't act. But now that I'm like getting more and more in my career, I get people, the same people, come in my DM, man, can I get my daughter in it? Man, help me get my let me get my son. My son, he look just like you. I can put him on a suit and we can be him. Oh, it's more
I
than
could imagine the kind of like now all these people reaching out to you.
Man, I get that all the time.
Are you gonna stay in Chicago?
No, I'm eventually next year. I'm coming back to LA because I feel like this just it's a box. Like, okay, they are opening up and doing more shows out here, but I feel like you have to go there to be recognized to come back. I got a good friend. He actually getting ready to be on the one of the Power series, and he took a leap of faith and went to LA. And you know what I mean? And we laughed about that because it's like, bro, I struggle here and I left there to come back. That's dope. Like it's about 6 of my friends right now. We working on like 6 different different TV shows. That's dope.
Oh, that's beautiful. Good. No, I definitely feel like there's a renewing comings in the city of Chicago, and you're a part of that generation. You know, they're seeing new opportunities, new ways of success. Everybody doesn't have to be Kanye West, you know, like you could be, you just see different forms of it. And
you can be anybody you want to be. And my ultimate goal is to work hard to be able to open doors for young men like myself and young ladies that came around my neighborhood. Like you don't have no programs to teach no kids how to, you know what I mean, how to dance, how to like graphic design, how to videography, how to act, you know what I mean, anything. You don't have none of that. Only thing you got around there is McDonald's and liquor stores. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And drug and people. You know, I don't knock people that's a hustle because that's how they feed their family. But if a kid he growing up and he's seeing me, he think I'm far fetched. He think he can't reach out to me because I'm on another level or something like that. He gonna look up to what he see, and there's drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like selling drugs to me, it should be like an end goal. You shouldn't want to do that for the rest of your life. You should have like, you should get in and be like, I got a plan to get out of this. It should be to better yourself, to better you know what I mean? You don't always have to use a bad situation and make it worse. You can make a bad situation and turn it to something good. I want to just make opportunities for the kids out there.
I just like the stories, you know, like what happened with, I mean, it's particularly with rappers, but sometimes I get nervous when people are achieving success and staying in their local community.
Right.
Because there's haters and people lose their life, you know, because.
Yeah, man, I've seen that a lot. God rest his dead, Lil Durk brother.
Yeah.
I seen that man did a lot for his people. And you just got a lot of like, this is Chicago, bro. You just got a lot of hate mentality. Like niggas don't really want to see you elevate. Like a person to get mad at me because of the clothes I wear or his baby mama looked at me a certain way. You know what I mean? I got a lot of like jealousy people, like just over the little things. A person can have more than you. They can have more than you. They can dress better than you. You know what I mean? They probably got better opportunities and they will still be angry at you because they not you. And we got to change that. That's the one thing I will like to change in the city, that jealousy. It's the green eye monster on this city. Like, and I just feel like because of what we've been dealt with that segregation in the city, I just feel like we was always twisted and manipulated to hate on each other. So when somebody got the next thing, we don't, all right, just prime example, I got an opportunity to help another man, but this self always like this. I wouldn't want that other man to get on my level because I always want to have one up on him. I always want to be the man when they walk in. Oh, I like how Atlanta is. Atlanta, if you do this, let's latch on. Let's make it make sense. And then that's how so many people are elevated in their world.
That's a fact.
Chicago, I wouldn't say that. I say if a certain group get on, they're going to keep it within themselves and they're not going to reach out because they want to be it. They want to walk into the clubs and to the venues and be like, oh, that's him. But they never want to be like, let me reach out and see what they can bring to the table. Because if you do that, our city would be way more stronger. You don't have to venture out and go all these places. It shouldn't be like that. How do we the biggest city? We one of the top 5 biggest cities in the United States, and we so behind on things. It shouldn't be like that.
A lot of, I mean, at least you're a part of being the solution. So
Yeah, man. I got plans. I got plans. That's why I got to work so hard. Like
yeah.
I'm doing good now, but I got to turn it up a notch. Like this second quarter of this year, man, if they got to be indie films or anything, if I can put my hands on it, I'm gonna try to, because I need to really like put the pedal to the metal, you know what I mean, and really get it going for these kids out here, bro. Because that's my main goal, to really like touch them and really just like tell them like, bro, you don't have to rap, you don't got to play basketball, football, you know what I mean. You can play tennis. A lot of people don't even know that. Like tennis people make money. Like you can do anything you want to do in this world. You got one life to live. Why only put yourself in one box? It's so much. We need more doctors. You know, we went through this pandemic. Like they were short on nurses, they were short on doctors. We need that. It's cool to be a nurse. It's cool to be a doctor. They make money too. You know what I mean?
Because a lot of times it's like with the schooling, but it's like you can start your own business. There are tons of ways to get funding now more than ever, you know, especially, you know, as a Black person, there's a lot of funding if you want to go start a boutique. The one girl started a do-rag store, do-rags.
I seen that. I actually had walked when I was in LA a couple weeks ago. I just wanted to see it. I'm like, she really made a business off of do-rags. I had to go look at it.
Yes. And it's so dope. And that's like our culture too. So it's just like, come on, like there's so much opportunity.
Yeah, we got to open our minds up. Like social media can be our enemy and be our friend, but we need to have to like prioritize it and make it our friend, because man, social media, it made the world smaller. Like you can tap into anybody. Like
I really wish they would start to implement in the schools and jails, like prisons, like breath work, meditation, like manifestation, like teaching that because there's nothing wrong with it. Like just saying like, I am successful. I am healthy.
Call it onto your spirit. Yes. Yes. I'm big on that. I'm big on that.
And that's really where it starts, because we're so brought up just like, okay, you got to do this, you got to make money, you got to pay your bills, and we forget, we forget that we're spiritual beings.
Exactly.
You have, as spirits, you have to kind of connect yourself with the flow of the universe. If you're so focused on what you don't have and what this person has, you're actually fighting against the current. And it's like, you got to really just like learn to go with the flow.
Exactly. And when you do that, you never really appreciate what you got. We go on, just say if you got all right, so you put yourself in a position to get a new car. You got a new car.
Right.
The first thing you do when you get that new car, you start looking into the newer models of the car. You know what I mean? Like we never appreciate what we got. We always complain about the little stuff, and we don't sit back and just think like, man, it's somebody that don't got a car. It's some people that can't even afford clothes, let alone even have a home to go to have food to even put on their table. We just got to stop living in the status quo. We just got to break that and be appreciative of just like, we can't keep living in this like American dream. That's what they got. We got to break out of this box. Like American dream is to, okay, go to school some more, get a job, pay the debt that you did, start a family, probably take a few trips and die. No, it's not like that. It's more to living. I mean, we got this big old world. Why not explore it? You don't have to live in that American dream. Just take your time and, you know what I mean, know yourself, know your worth, know yourself, put yourself around the good people and try to elevate.
There's so much opportunity out here.
Yes.
And it's really ours for the taking. The challenge, particularly as a Black person, is just finally coming to that realization of the power that is already within you, that you've been made to forget or not even know that you have. And it's like, once you notice that, then that's when you really start to realize like, oh, the world is a lie. So don't trust the world.
Exactly.
You got to trust what's inside of you
and what
put
makes
that
you
out.
happy.
Don't allow the world to put into you. You can observe, but don't
feed into it. Don't get sucked in it, because that's draining. I remember when I first moved to LA and I just seen, LA it's two worlds. You can see either real bad or you can see good. Mm-hmm. And you see people riding with the Lamborghinis and you see them in the nice clothes and the jewelry and all that. And you can get lost in that because you can be like, I want that so bad. But when you acquire it, and if you don't know yourself, if you're not happy with yourself, what does it mean? You know what I mean? If you're going through something and okay, you acquire a bunch of money and you get clothes and you get the shoes and the girls and the cars and the homes, but you still not, you know what I mean, happy with themselves. What does it mean? Because you're going to be on a ongoing journey of seeking something, of materialistic stuff to make your inner peace happy. Well, no, when you're not even sure that you even want to look in the mirror because you're not happy with yourself. So that's why a lot of people need to just take a step back, have a self-check with yourself, you know what I mean? Get to know yourself more, and always have a goal of being at a better place that you was last year, always.
Now, of all the talent that's coming out of Chicago or has come out of Chicago, who do you feel is putting on for the city the most right now?
I look at G Herbo, Chance the Rapper, Lena. On a fashion tip, as giving people more like inspiration on like coming out with their clothing line, I look at Virgil, Kanye, and Don C. And I'm forgetting a few other ones, but that's who I see. Like,
that's
just like
I
see them doing the footwork. I see them. The main two is G Herbo and Chance the Rapper.
Right.
I see them doing the footwork. He just bought a school not too long ago. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
That was big, bro. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, it's also cool too seeing the different characters in the show that you know are from Chicago. Yeah. I mean, I think is the bulk of the cast from Chicago, or I know like some of the main cast members aren't.
No, okay, so you got Jake and Papa, they from Chicago. You had a little special appearance from G Herbo.
Yeah.
Big Mensa was in that. I'm from Chicago. Let me see who else.
Lena Waithe was in there.
Yeah, I mentioned her. I mentioned her already. I'm probably missing a few, but yeah, that's about it. I think it's about probably like 7 of us that's from Chicago. I know Reggie from the last season. He was.
Oh yeah,
he's from Chicago.
My other favorite show, I started a petition on Twitter, and everybody told me you got a season 2. It's a comedy show called Southside. I don't know if
I watched that. That's funny. Yeah,
that show, I've been telling everybody, is the funniest show like of all time. And I was like, where's season 2? And then when I put that on Twitter, somebody told me like they got greenlit for season 2. It's gonna be on HBO. I was like, oh my gosh,
I want to be a part of that, man. That give me like it's a Chicago vibe with an insecure twist.
Yes,
that's what I got some humor in there.
Yes, I get like, because the type of comedy it's that dry humor like you see from The Office, from Modern Family, but it's black. It's so funny.
I want to be a part of that, man. I want to be a part of that, because that's super dope. Anything that got something to do with Chicago, as far as like a TV series or a movie, I would like to be a part of.
Well, you're kind of answering my like last 2 questions. What type of roles pique your interest? What are you looking at?
I always get this gangster thug, don't give a about nobody role. I really want to be in a dramatic like comedy, like a love comedy, like a love drama. And I know it's off the wall, but I always want to be like a vampire, because I was real big on Blade. I like Blade, and like I was liking Blade and like Twilight so much.
Yeah, you give me a vampire-esque.
I can play that. Like, man, I'm so versatile. Like, you put some makeup over these tattoos, I can be whatever. But I really want to be in a comedy. I want to be like, probably like, another one of my favorite movies was House Party and How to Be a Player. So I want to be like, I want to show my range on that. Like, I can be a ladies' man. I can be somebody funny. I don't have to be somebody scary all the time.
Yeah, no, of course. I definitely see that for you, because even with what you see with these roles, like when I think of like a 50 Cent, I feel like at first he was kind of getting those roles, but he really showed his range. You'll be fine. Even like who's the other one? Which RZA, one of the Wu-Tang, the RZA, the one who's
Method Man.
Oh my gosh, Method Man.
I look up to him, bro. He's showing range. Like, he's been working in the past 3 years. He's been working.
Serious.
Yes, a lawyer.
A whole ass lawyer. It's so funny because we have watched the like an episode from last season, and then we somehow watched How High, and we're like, yo, look at Method Man.
That's two different people. Like, man, that's really, you could tell he taking that craft serious though. My top five. Let me give you my top five actors. My top five actors of all time: Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Depp. I'm gonna go. It's either like, cause Will Smith, he showed you. I'm gonna go into that. But Will Smith, he's dope. And my last one, I'm gonna have to give it to Michael B. Jordan. I'm gonna give it the new school. I feel like he the face of like the black community.
He is a face, but I'm just gonna be honest because I'm not an actor or anything. I do not really feel his range ever.
You don't feel it?
Never. There hasn't been one movie yet where he's played his role and I'm like, oh my God, like this man is just, I felt that way about Chadwick Boseman. I feel that way about Daniel Kaluuya. Lakeith Stanfield. Like,
oh, I forgot about him. Oh, he's so from being from ATL. Remember he played, like, that was his breakout. That ATL. I mean, he's been on a few things, but ATL, he showed you like, he's not a joke. He's not a joke.
Like his range, it's like, and granted, he does like some crazy stuff on social media or whatever, but I'm like, well, he's a genius,
The best actors is
are cookies.
You got to be a little cuckoo.
You see Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is weird. I've loved Johnny Depp. I was a child. Johnny Depp.
I want to meet him.
That would be awesome.
I meant to say Jim Carrey too. That's one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh, Jim Carrey.
That man got range, though. He got to be a little crazy.
And of course, Jamie Foxx now.
He got
range. And
he started off as a comedian. Then he was like, oh, he can sing.
Yeah.
And then he started getting into like the serious roles, and you throw anything at him, he eat it up.
The one you're on the show with right now. Hold on.
Jason Weaver, right?
Well, of course, Jason Weaver. He's like from childhood. No, the one that dates, is her name Trinity? The one with the girlfriend that was mad at you.
His name Luke James. Yeah.
Yes, Luke James. Yeah. He's good. I feel him. I feel you too. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something that's just like, and with Michael B. Jordan, I love him. He is amazing to look at, and I still love what he represents as a Black man, as a Black actor. I just don't be feeling him like that. That's just my.
All right, so let me put you up on the actor. He actually came up with Michael B. Jordan. His name is Chris Lofton. You're gonna see, like Chris Lofton. You should look him up. He's gonna be. I'm telling you.
Okay.
After you see his work that's coming up next year. He helped me a lot. He a big inspiration to me too. Because like I said, I started off like doing modeling and acting, but I got further in modeling than I did in acting first. And he was always the actor. And I feel like he actually helped me with some of my roles too. With I cheated. I cheated too because he showed me take it this way, take it this direction. I had the raw talent, but he had to structure it. He helped me with
everything you're saying, and what I really love about your story, and I'm happy that you shared it. You really, it's like you didn't even, you didn't go to school. Some people go to school to like learn, but you still went to school in your own version with educating yourself, watching movies, signing up with talent agencies.
I forgot that. I forgot to mention that. I did go to acting school too, just to get some more, just to play with my ranges.
I think you should though. I think it's important.
Acting school in Chicago. I'm actually still going there right now. So I'm taking it serious because I know I got a feeling I'm getting ready to get a bigger role in this upcoming season 5, and I feel like something is gonna come my way. I feel it's gonna be big, and I want to be ready for it.
You always get that little tingling when
I've been having that tingle all summer, since the show been bubbling, and I've been going out of town. I've been in Miami, and I had people stop me and take pictures with me and stuff. And I've been to LA, and I had a few people stop me and take pictures. I signed my first autograph.
What does that feel like?
I signed my first autograph in Miami.
That's so dope.
It still feel surreal to me. It just every day because I've been filmed that earlier this year. So it's
oh, right. We're just seeing it now.
Right, y'all just seen, so all the little butterflies and like jitters and all that left. So it's just like I'm watching it too because I'm still a fan of the show. So I'm just watching it too.
It's
You
a
know what I mean?
good ass show.
I be forgetting like that I was on the show until somebody like, oh, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still just taking it in. I'm really like, it ain't really hit me yet.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more coming because you see a lot of the companies, they're investing more into more diverse content because they see like this is what people want. Nobody wants to watch a show with just all one kind of person, and the inclusiveness of the cast in The Chi. Hats off to Lena Waithe because you know she ain't gonna play about that. It's just super dope, and it really just reminds you that everybody is human, everybody has a story, and everybody's relatable. Everyone.
Exactly. I haven't met her yet, but I would love to. I love to have a sit down with her, just to pick her brain.
Yeah.
Because it's dope. She got a third eye for that, man. For her to just see every character and how they like synced into off paper. You know what I mean? It's different from when you write it on paper and when you actually see it. It's so crazy how it just synced in and made it work.
Right. The Chi is my favorite one, but like if you watch all of her stuff, like you see like, whoa, she can go anywhere because she does comedy. Then she does the crime drama.
Yeah, she did the little horror film. I don't know if
the horror thing. Yeah.
So, look at her to be like the Chicago Tyler Perry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love it. And I would love if, I see her doing it because what Tyler Perry did in the city of Atlanta, I see Lena doing that in the city of Chicago.
Exactly. And what he did was unprecedented. Like
unprecedented.
People don't have a story. Huh?
Historic, groundbreaking.
Oh yeah.
And
nobody never ever even like fathom or thought that who would take it that far.
Right. It's all coming. And with the shows like The Chi and then with Southside, it's really showing another side of Chicago and showing the talent that's in Chicago. So proud of you. Thank you.
I appreciate you for bringing me on, man. I'm so
of course.
I'm so excited and just so happy that you brought me on, and I'm very, very appreciative, and I will be forever indebted to you because this is my first one.
Oh no, I'm happy because as you elevate, your career elevates. I got this on YouTube. It's gonna bring in my views.
Okay.
Like it always happens, and I'm happy that I also know you personally. Because
and that's big. That's big how we overcame all little turning points, and we still made it. Even though when life got hard, we still found a way. We bust through that door.
There was somebody I had interviewed last year. She's an actress. She was in Dear White People that was on Netflix. She actually used to work with Lena, like when they were like us, the way you and I met. Yeah. Like they were just like met in LA, hungry, kind of writing scripts together, shooting like little indie stuff. And it's like, look at where they are now, like 10 or so years later. So I love having moments like this. And just like I said, like the fact that we met before. So as we continue to just watch each other elevate, it's just,
it's going to happen. I mean, the sky's the limit, man. We are two brilliant individuals. And I mean, we always going to find a way. And that's because of where we come from. We made something out of nothing. So this little stuff that we got now, we can take it and make it a gourmet meal.
Yes. You know what I mean? Well, oh my gosh, God bless you. I'm also, want to shout out your grandmother. I know you said, rest in peace, but I'm so happy that she got to get that phone call. And did she get to see you on the show?
Yeah, she did. When season 3 premiered last year, it was last June. So we sat around. I had the family, I had my daughter, and I had my close cousins and friends, and we took that in, man. It was a surreal moment to know, like, they called me Cody. So this little Cody that's full of smiles, full of life, actually pulled it off from nothing. Like, I didn't know nothing about, a lot of kids, they come up and a lot of fortunate kids, they come up and they grow into it, and they are ready for it. I wasn't even ready, and I took raw talent, I took pain. I took my happiness, I took my pain, I took my experience, my testimonies, and I made it to a talent.
That's right. Well, God bless you and your family.
God bless you too, man. Thank you.
Your beautiful baby girl. She's so cute. She took your whole little face. If you ever wanted
that's
to
my
know,
twin, man. She's full of life.
If you wanted to know what you would look like as a girl.
When she's ready to, I'm gonna put her in it. slowly. I'm gonna usher her into it. She loved the camera. She loved changing clothes. She loved her glasses and her hats. So she getting ready.
What are you gonna say to her if, like, when she's like a teenager, she wants to get a tattoo?
No, wait. I would say wait because of my mom was just so cool and I was good in school. Like I made sure my grades was up to par and all that. I was one of them bad kids that got the work done. But I just asked her and she said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, just get it. You can get one, but not too big. And I went to go get something on my forearm, which I made a mistake. But I would tell her no. Just wait.
Yeah, just wait. Wait till you get a little older. Yeah,
right.
my first tattoo, it's misspelled. Dumb.
I was just so ready to get ink. Like I was big into Lil Wayne. I'm like, I want a tattoo. So I'm like, I want a tattoo that's gonna solidify me with my big homies I'm hanging with. I'm the youngest out of them. I got a tattoo before them. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be ready. Lil Wayne got a tattoo. I gotta get a tattoo. That's how I was.
Goodness gracious. Well, enjoy your photos. You're doing a photo shoot, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot. Yeah.
Well, enjoy. Sky's the limit.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I love you. Thank you.
Manifest. I know. I got love for you too so much. Keep going. God bless you.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Yeah. Bye.